Hello, friends and neighbors. Welcome to Stories from the South. I'm your host, Larry Lee Roten. This is a country tale, one that many of us will relate to. I hope you enjoy it. It's called My Neighbors. We all have or have had neighbors in our lives. Most of them are great. However, living in Mountain City brings with it a unique set of experiences, especially when it comes to the neighbors. While many of us are accustomed to friendly exchanges over the fence or borrowing a cup of sugar, my neighbors seem to have their own distinct way of connecting, or sometimes not connecting at all. Moving to a new place can be exciting and daunting, especially when stepping into a well established community. 4 years ago, Marcia and I made the decision to move to Mountain City. Our neighbors had been living here long before we purchased our home, which initially made us feel like outsiders or perhaps even intruders in their eyes. Naturally, with any new relationship, we anticipated that earning their trust and building friendships might take some time. As soon as we moved into our old home, we started various projects. The excitement of remodeling our old home was exhilarating. Every morning I would step outside to take a break, enjoying the crisp air and the view of our quaint neighborhood. During these moments, I made it a habit to greet our neighbors when I saw them. I'd wave cheerfully, hoping to establish friendly connections. However, their reactions, or lack thereof, were unsettling. They ignored my greeting entirely, standing like frozen statues, staring at me with blank expressions. At first, I brushed it off as coincidental. Perhaps they didn't notice my wave. Maybe they were occupied with their thoughts, or possibly just not morning people. I tried to rationalize their behavior, thinking everyone has moments of aloofness. Months passed, and my neighbors never spoke and continued to ignore my friendly gestures. I made up my mind that I wouldn't let it bother me. Who needed neighbors anyway? The fact was, we did, as they were our only neighbors. I decided that whenever I saw them, I'd wave and offer a hearty hello. But when I did, they would stand and stare at me as if I were some demented person. They would never speak and constantly ignored my waves. Yesterday, I worked in my flower beds along the fence dividing the property. I was on my knees pulling weeds. I looked up. She was standing there watching me. I said, "Good morning. I didn't see you. How are you this morning?" To my surprise, she spoke. She said, "Moo." I was delighted. Right then and there, I decided to stop thinking my neighbors were ignoring me. In fact, they were cautious of their new neighbors, but very inquisitive. I would continue my waving and my usual greeting. I had come to terms with their actions. I wasn't going to judge them anymore. I guess Robert Frost was right when he wrote, "Good fences make good neighbors." We have a good fence, and I've come to realize that my neighbors are, indeed, wonderful neighbors. They keep an eye on us, and yes, they are nosy, but they never interfere in our business. So I guess that's the making of a good neighbor. However, I must laugh and admit those cows are truly adorable. I hope you enjoy this story. It's exactly what happens sometimes in the country. It still makes me laugh.